Today we're talking with Dave Scareppa, the Chief Creative Officer at Aztec. Dave's into the orange Cleveland Browns style Aztec shirt. And Matt Messenger, the Director of Web Marketing here at Aztec. And, you know, it's just a fact of life now that a website is not enough, custom apps are not enough. You have to get into the social media world. And a few years ago it was all MySpace, and now Facebook and Twitter, and now we're seeing even maybe that's becoming a little stale or not as effective. And there's Instagram and Pinterest and Tumblr and all these things. What's going on with the social battle right now, the social media battle? Where do you see things right now, and where do you see things playing out?
Okay, so social media is not going anywhere anytime soon. No matter what the platform is that kind of emerges as the social leader, from a web marketing standpoint, social media is becoming a very important factor in not only how you're showing up and where you're ranking in the search engines, but an important factor for engaging with your audience, dealing with customer service requests, getting specials out, making announcements. It really adds and enhances the usability that a core main website has with your brand on the web. So, obviously, with Instagrams and Pinterest and all these other sites that are starting to come more and more onto the scene, we don't know what the next big thing is or where, what the state of Twitter and Facebook are right now. We have some ideas, but the fact of the matter is, no matter what form social media takes and what sites are out there, it's going to be here to stay, and it's getting, again, more and more important in terms of your brand and visibility on the web.
Dave, I think one of the problems with social media is, if you're a developer or something else, there's some criteria as to what makes a good developer or a good marketer or any of that. You can test them and all. Social media, there's been a lot of, almost anyone can hang up a shingle and say, I'm a social media expert because I have a Facebook account, I've been on LinkedIn for 3 years, and I tweet once a week. What's your thought on, what's a good social media expert? Is there is that a problem that there's a lot of people out there who really are giving some bad advice?
Yeah, it's definitely a problem, because you're right. What does it take to be a social media expert? Step one, proclaim that you're a social media expert. Step two, there is no step two. Anybody, these are free tools. Anybody can learn how to use them. Certainly nobody, to my knowledge, yet is graduating from college with a degree in this stuff yet. So, what does it take is a little bit of self-education, spend some time, poke around, see what things are appropriate for your company. And if you're going to enlist the services of a professional, in my opinion, it should be more in a consultative effort. So we spend a lot of time researching and reading up on this stuff and looking at how it's used, and then helping to guide somebody as to what's appropriate for them, instead of just saying, "Hey, I'll tweet for you, give me your money." I don't want to do that to people, and I think that's a red flag for companies who say that they're going to do that, because I don't think a lot of them are doing it well. And I think it's important to look at companies who are doing social media well, who probably have somebody in-house who understand the company, who are empowered to tweet or respond on Facebook with their voice and in a timely fashion, without writing something, sending it for approval. Social media doesn't wait that long for that kind of a process. Yeah. And if that's the case, if you're still approving everything that company's doing, it's taking too long, and you might as well do it yourself anyway. And if you're not doing that, well, then what are they saying, and how do you know that it's the right thing? So in my mind, that's a really hard balance to get right, to be outsourcing that kind of a thing, versus being trained in the right way and getting familiar with it yourself and handling it internally and saying, yeah, this is our company, this is our real voice, and this is actually us in a meaningful and authentic capacity, saying this is what we have to say, and we're having a real conversation with our customers.
Is there an advantage to a lot of companies? What they do is they'll have a link, the Facebook logo and the Twitter logo, and follow us here and all that. Some sites, some companies integrate more social media within the site. I like how at Aztec Web, which is aztekweb.com, you have your blog really integrated in there as part of the website. What are your thoughts on integrating social media within a site versus linking to your presence on other social media sites?
We are definitely for integrating social media with the website. We're working on obviously a bunch of redesigns right now. That's always a component or a consideration that we make as we go through that process. And one of the reasons for that, again, it enhances the usability of the website, which everybody wins if you have a website that that runs well and efficiently in the way that people want it to work. And if it can integrate with something that they're already logged into or engage with, whether that's posting comments on a blog through the Facebook, through embedding the applications for comments on Facebook, or tweeting an article or a blog post of interest to you, right out to your Twitter account right from that page. That's definitely advantageous for the company, and it's beneficial for the user as well. If I could go back to social media, how it's here to stay and it's becoming more and more prominent in terms of web visibility as well. The search engines are starting to take more of a look at engagement, and social media. So again, going back to the usefulness and usability, and staying, right in line with what your consumers are expecting to see from you and how they want to engage with you. If you can show to the search engines through, likes or retweets or shares or, pins, all these different things, if you have a high level of activity on those, it's just gonna boost your web presence and visibility that much more.
Good stuff. That's a look at the latest in social media from Dave and Matt. Thanks.